to Teal House Farm. Today we are taking it up a notch in the composting world. So the girls are busy creating some things out of boxes that we got in the mail the other day.
Trash.
And trash. We got, let's see, we got a Barbie bag here. Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
So while they are busy creating, Isla and I are going to sneak outside and get some things that we need from around the farm. And we are going to create the structure and put our first layer in our first hot composting bin with the goal of meeting the humanure composting guidelines and being able to compost humanure, meats, and all kitchen scraps, as well as 100% bamboo compostable diapers that I found that we use at night. We use cloth diapers during the day, but I love the convenience of a disposable at night. I don't like the trash, so I found these 100% bamboo organic type disposable diaper that should be completely compostable with the humanure compostable system. So let's get some work done. Okay, first issue, where to put the compost pile. I want it close to the garden but not right up against the fence because that'll obviously ruin the fence. And I also need it close to the kitchen because I don't want to walk all across creation to dump my compost. And I need it somewhere that's a little bit out of sight because composting is just, it's not pretty, but it's important. So I think I've decided I'm going to put it here. So you see, this is one of the garden areas, and we have this raised bed box Sam made me years ago, and we never used it. It was supposed to be called a frugal. Not 100% on that. It's a type of raised bed where you actually dig into the ground, you put like logs down and they decompose and it makes like super fertile soil. And we built this box when we first moved here, so it's like 5 years ago, and we've never done it. And I figure we have this nice pre-made double square frame that's already a little bit dug into the ground like you want with a compost, hot compost. And it's not treated lumber, so this is perfect for building my hot compost. So we're going to use T-posts and then chicken wire to build up around it for a taller compost bin. And there's going to be two, one for this year, one for next year, because I want these to cure at least a year. I think I'm actually going to do 2 years, so I'll end up needing 3 bins, but we'll cross that 3rd bin problem when we hit year 3. All right, so I have 4 T-posts. I have a random collection of chicken wire, so I think it's enough. If not, we'll have to go get some more from the store. So I've watched several videos from people with a lot more experience than me. And I've read the humanure handbook, which I'll link below. It's free. And the first step that we want to do is we want to make like a bowl-like shape out of soil on the bottom, and then we are going to layer it with 18 inches of an absorbable organic dried out type brown material. So we're going to use hay and straw. And this acts as a sponge layer. This keeps the nasty things, because we're composting humanure, we're composting some compostable diapers, we're composting meat waste, things that could possibly have pathogens. This sponge acts to keep it out of the ground until it's fully composted and safe to use for like your flower beds. Probably don't want to use this in your vegetable garden, but that's a super hot discussion that's up for debate that we're not going to go into today. So this has actually already got kind of a bowl shape from digging it out to bury, because we thought we were going to bury logs. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a tweak up, and then we're going to pile a whole lot of hay and straw in here.
That's so couldn't. I cannot see it. Mommy, you can fall in maybe.
Here is my supervisor for the day. Am I doing a good job? Am I doing good? Goolies, no. You don't touch. I wanted to do that first so it'd be easier to get the big pieces of hay in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken wire up. And then we're going to add more, because I don't actually, there's no way I have 18 inches in there yet. It's going to be up. These boards I think are a foot tall, so the bottom layer needs to be higher than those boards. That's kind of my mark here. But I think I can go ahead and put that cage around it and have it not be quite so much work to get all that hay. Gosh, I tell you, the hardest thing about being pregnant on a homestead is not that you can't get things done, because you can do things, you just have to, it takes a little longer, you gotta take breaks. My brain doesn't work. I put one zip tie on. I went to the barn, I got the bag of zip ties, I put that zip tie on. I cannot find the bag of zip ties. There's a whole bag. And I put it down, obviously. But where did I put it down? Yes, Micah? For Pete's sake. Yep. So put this T-post, yeah, we gotta thread that around like that. Got it. I tried to retain that concave kind of shape in the middle. So the goal is you want all of your junk in the very center of your compost pile, and you have your brown, your carbon materials, your leaves, got our hay and our straw, that kind of stuff. Your dead things, you want that to really be built up around the sides, just like you have it on the bottom, to help keep things from leaching out. So we are going to layer it like a lasagna is the goal until it gets filled all the way to the top. And from what I've read, it should take us about a year to do that, but everything's based on a family of 4. And we've got a lot more people than that, so we'll kind of see how long it takes. But we have our nice sponge layer. Now we're going to go ahead and add our yuckies. So the compostable diapers in the couple buckets from our composting potty that I have. Obviously we're going to be extra careful with that stuff. I got some rubber gloves. I'm gonna wash super well as soon as I'm done. After that, I have a couple buckets of kitchen scraps that'll go on for some nice, they call them greens, which is your recently deceased type things, like your fresh grass clippings or your kitchen vegetable scraps. Things that are typically green That'll go on top, and then I'm going to put more straw on top of that because I have a whole lot to put in there right now, and that should help keep the smell down. And then you want it wet. That's negative about this spot is it's about as far from a hose as we can get. The hose is on the other side of the house, is where the hose outlet is. I know I can get the hose to the garden and have it spray over, so I'm hoping I can shoot it into here, and if not, then I guess I'll be hauling some buckets of water to get this started, or I'll make Sam. Interestingly, if you are sitting at home holding your nose, don't worry, it actually doesn't smell. If you do a composting potty correctly, no smell. That's it. It does need more of the green material. I didn't have quite as much in my compost buckets from the kitchen as I thought I did. And with it being just the end of winter, there isn't a like greens outside I could like, you know, scrounge up. But I think the next layer will be just perfect. So my plan is to kind of do what I did this time using 5-gallon buckets. So I collect the diapers in a sealed bucket. And then this, you know, the composting potty uses a 5-gallon bucket, and I also have a 5-gallon bucket for the kitchen scraps, and then whichever one gets kind of full first, which tends to be the kitchen scrap bucket depending what we're eating, then we'll kind of start a next layer of the same thing. So we'll do the diapers and the composting potty material, and then the greens on top, and then another layer of the hay to keep it buried and then get it wet. So we'll see how this works. The plan, like I said, is to fill it for a year, let it sit for a year, and then probably let it sit for a year after for extra safety. But we're gonna kind of check in and see how it's going. And it should, if it's composting, it should kind of shrink and push down. And that tells us that it's doing its job. So thanks for watching me build my compost pile. Got a lot of new spring content coming up for you. With spring here, with spring coming, things really are gonna ratchet it up, and we got a lot of new projects coming we're excited to share. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you do not miss any of those new things, and we will see you soon.
I'm gonna go get Rosie, okay? Rosie?